it's live here. It's not a recorded game at all. They're playing this right now. And the only thing in between us and players is a 2 minutes delay. We have Valley Gold Trust, which I just captured one game versus Candywarriors. It's the best of 2, they get 1 map each. That's the league of ours structure. And for this game, we have Arena. So we're going to have a nice and slow start here. Obviously, might as well just dive in and have a look at the civilization's choice here. Humans for Barrel Master 3000. And he's probably going to opt for a 2-town center boom here, which humans is the only civilization that can do. So he might be going up to feudal age a lot earlier than everyone else here, like at 20 population. And then drop the second TC and start the boom already from the feudal age. It comes at a risk though, because humans don't get on walls normally, except for on arena when they're pre-built. So if you're subject to some pressure and the walls are breached, you will be having weaker options to wall behind. In return though, that ability that humans can get the feudal age start of the boom to TCs is potentially huge for their early and mid-cast economy, and a potential for earlier imp as well with that kind of resource income. 2 Bear Masters right, we have Shributs here with the Turks. Famous or infamous strategy for Turks on the arena is the fast Imperial Age, which if you execute it perfectly, you reach Imperial Age in less than 20 minutes. And since Turks get chemistry for free, you'd have a siege workshop and archery rangers ready to produce a combination of bombard cannons and hand cannoneers, which is extremely tough kill in your particular age. You're not completely. Let's not say that's what will do here, but it's one that Turks can arena. For the Greens, still will be PI apparently, which has been seen on okay. Fuck. Switching scenes then. Let's cast from the in-game because I have robot voice issues due to the drain on the system problem. Using Capture H and the game at the same time. Let's try it again. I was just introducing a few of the simps. Cubans, Pocket, Turks Flank, and finally Burmese for Dapubler to the left side here. Where Dapubler is likely to be going for the Arambai, probably. Place a fairly early castle or 2 and use the Arambai's bonus damage against buildings to break through enemy walls and deal some serious damage. You should do robot cosplay one day. No, thank you. $177 for the Candywarriors series with a Teutons pocket. How fitting that a German player would play Teutons from pocket position. Has many options. He has fantastic siege. He has some of the best halberdiers in the game with the extra melee defense that Teutons get in both the castle and the Imperial Ages, +1/+1. And the cavalry as well, fully upgraded paladins, albeit missing husbandry. That's the only thing that Teutons are missing. So the options are many, and lack of husbandry is arguably not that big of a deal on a closed map like Arena. To the left side we have Mati 241 with the Mongols here. Mongols, yeah, they could still get smoothly through the ages for Arena because they have that hunt bonus, collecting the hunt 40% faster. So that gives you a nice and early food boost, which will allow you to transition to the feudal and cast stages, etc. more smoothly. Matti will probably want to drop a castle and go for Mangalore. Might even drop the castle forward and contest the Burmese that way, but that's yeah. We'll see how it turns out eventually here. And finally, for Candywarriors, we have the Zendelvon on the right-hand side here with the Ethiopians. Seems to have had a bit of a rough start here. Lost one villager to boar. You usually don't get loom early on arena, so the risk of losing villager to boar is slightly higher. And yeah, falling behind 2 villagers of most players because of that. Barrel Master is 50% fuel age, that's why he's still on 19 villagers. So Ethiopians streamlined towards archers usually, but if you go to the Ethiopians tech tree here, you'll see that they have the unique technology called torsion engines. Increases blast radius of siege workshop units, and Ethiopians only civilization in the game that has access to absolutely all siege. So that could come in very handy against any archers or foot unit play of the enemies here. And of course, Ethiopians, crossbows and arbalists working together with Teutons, knights and paladins, also a strong combination to go for. Fuel Age is in for Barrel Master 3000 and is dropping the second town center. Has 4 villagers building it now. Usually you'd see players using a lot more villagers to build the second Cuban's town center because it simply takes longer to build to kind of diminish the Cuban's 2 TC's bonus a little bit. But now we have 6 villagers building it, and slowly but steadily increasing the hit points there, and still that TC will be up before the next player hits the fuel age, I think, or close to when the next player hits the fuel age, allowing for consistent double TC production and a huge villager lead on the way to the castle age. It will delay Cuban's castle age a bit, but it will benefit their eco all that much more. Oh, scouts running in the middle here. Xenon 1 versus Schwimbuts here, and Schwimbuts will be reaching the fuel age first, so if he keeps chasing here, he definitely should. He can keep chasing because he's going to hit the fuel age earlier than the teal player and take him out of the game. But now he's gonna struggle here because he has 2 enemy scouts on him, and that's going to be a kill for Team Candywarriors. Nice, diminishing the scouting intel of the opponents here a little bit. Yeah, hunting some skulls here, that's basically the most important or interesting thing going on here. Let's keep an eye on Barrel Master's production here, if it's able to keep both town centers consistently producing here. Not entirely, but yeah, there we go, villagers and Q in both sides. And look at this farm eco already, 13 farms around the 2 TCs and a 4 villagers lead over the next player here, which is the Publer, still in the fuel age, dropping the second building needing to go up now, and yeah, will not have the smoothest ride ever to the castle age, sadly, with Burmese here. Very heavily on stone, so it looks like a double castle iron by play here for the Publer, which is not as strong as it used to be before the castles, before the Burmese received the change to their iron by. Nowadays the iron by deal more damage with their missing projectiles, but their direct damage against buildings has been nerfed, I believe. We'll see how it plays out for them. And Malti is going for the castle drop, and I kind of like this, but because Burmese, they're so delayed here. 30% castle age only, this castle is going up no matter what here. And HPU, they've lost... they've lost at least... They've lost 2 scouts as well. Ha! Okay, so I think Top Puebler, his teammates will know that something is going on here, but he can't stop it. There's no army on the field to stop it. Even the last scout, well, that was Zenon 1 actually. So there's still 1 scout left for HVU, but with 5 HP on the Cuban scouts, that's not going to do too much here. Wow. Alright, Mongols castle drop, not wasting any Not playing it passively here at all. We're placing the castle right on the edge of the enemy walls, and let's see, still 20% to go until the Puebler is up to the castle age here. Obviously the Puebler will be able to afford a castle, not to say even 2 castles here, but where do these go? Because there will be Mangudai immediately here for Mati. Let's have a look at the Turks as well, by the way. What's going on over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms. Why not all farms are on the TC? Okay, so 2 defensive castles there. If these go up, then it's going to be fairly decent for Dabubler here, because then the Magadai can't accomplish match over here. But the castle will focus fire this wall, and I think at least one of these castles could be denied now. The Puebler will struggle to hold against the push here now, placing some houses. Snow rookie on arena this one, but this castle, look at this, only 4 villagers building, and the Magadai are on point to engage here. Defense coming in for them even to withstand something more. I think the Puebler needs a defensive siege workshop now. Second castle goes up though, so there will be some Arambai entering the field here, but this is definitely not going up anytime soon. Right hand side, Swim Boots is forward with a castle drop as well. These guys really love their castle drops, but Xenol responds very efficiently here with stone walls behind and also some building foundations here near the edge. This castle drop won't do much for Swim Boots, sadly. Oh, but Matti, will you deny this castle? I think Matti, as soon as the economy allows, Matti should add forward siege workshop here and punch through the walls and just keep pushing here. The Arambai are coming out. If they can get close to the Mangudai, they'll do alright. Defensive siege workshop, I like that. That means that Scorpions could enter the field to defend here. So castle drop Janissaries for Shrimboots. It's also blocking the stone. Blocking the stone for Zenel 1, so there's some more stone here for Shrimboots to drop another castle eventually and take this stone. Oh, this is horrible resources for Zenel 1 here. 1 castle from the Turks here and you block 2 golds and a stone. Seems like a huge investment to mine 1500 stone before castle age. It is actually the play for Burmese double castle Arambai, but the timing of when you task more villagers to stone is usually a bit later than that Puebler did here, which will give you a smoother castle age timing as well. And it used to be stronger before Arambai got adjusted or nerfed. Oh, Turks are through. This could be dangerous. So it could be that Zenel 1 was expecting fast Imperial and was feeling very comfortable against Turks, but I think he gets this castle up, of course with some villager casualties here. But that should still put the push to somewhat on hold here. Yeah, the castle goes up. Boots might lose one hand Janissary there. Nah, not really. Both castles up for Da Puebler here. Quite a chunk of Arambai out now. And maybe to join in with Stream Boots on the north side, while the pockets are just peacefully booming away. And the Barrel Master has made the castle as well and dropping a 3rd TC. Barrel Master with 64 villagers here, as compared to Hannes 77, who's actually keeping up here. He went straight 3 TCs with Judens here, and is going to... Yeah, he's keeping up with the humans here. He was 3 TCs before the humans dropped the 3rd TC, so... Somehow he's caught up. Could be that Barrel Master has had more idle TCs behind everything here. So we have a pause here. I hope they don't pause for too long before then, because then we don't get to continue spectating. I don't know the time interval for that though. So These two crossing the fingers still. Keep going, and the unpause is on. Perfect. So, Doppler struggling with the villager count here. Obviously, 2 castles, huge investment, 1 TC, very all in. But the military situation, 12 military per Doppler, matching Matti here, and overall HBU with much more military on the field here. How did that guy die? Let's see how the new RMY fare with Stonewalls here. That's what we're gonna see. And Matti doesn't have a castle. He dropped his Mangudai castle forward, so he doesn't have a castle at home to defend from this. He still has the Mangudai though, which should outrange the RMY by a factor of 1 here. So maybe his Mangudai masses will do the trick here. They're both at 1. No, they're at 2 TCs for Matti here actually. So Matti definitely in a better economic spot here with 57 Mangudai to 57 builders to 35 here. Yeah, definitely. Who wins between Ironby versus Mangudai? Mangudai wins any day. Because Ironby have less armor. They only get the Feudal Age armor. There's not really a question. And there's the extra range as well, so Doppler needs to back off, will join off on the opposing flank instead here and try to fight together with Twin Boots, who is now under heavy pressure from Barrel Mass. So there's not heavy pressure, but good support here from Barrel Master, that's what it's called. They're actually going for a 3v on this side, I think, unless the Iron Bike can break through here. They didn't succeed on the Mongol side, so let's go for the pocket instead. And Hannes Zebon Sipsi here with the 3 TC boom barely has any military at all. So that could be hurtful. There's quadruple stables, nice production though, so that's going to change quickly. Enter the Knights of Barrel Master, but let's see Barrel Master. +2 defense, okay, so the Cumans Knights will be providing here. Shrimp Boots, the Turks player, going Imperial Age at 49 builders here. So he's actually going to be able to get Treb and Bomber cannons out here and contest the walls and castles of Xenon 1 here. But they can't spend too much time here either though, because they're still giving Hannes 763 boom here. No relics being collected. So looking at the military numbers, it's still a significant lead for HVU, but looking at the village accounts, it's more in favor of Candywarriors. We have Imperial Ages coming on the way for the Mongols as well, actually. Matti going Imperial with 64 villagers, 2 TCs, about to drop a third. Oh, no, that's a university, never mind. 2 TCs, but it's still, I think it's still only 1 TC for the Burmese player, Doppler, right? So Doppler vastly behind in economy here, and if the Mongols player can get Trebs out from this castle with Mangudai to back it, there's not really much Castle Age Burmese can do here alone. This, however, seems like a strong offensive with the combined Ironby and Knights here, and I think HBU are doing the right thing here, contesting the pocket player Hannes position here. Big deal denying this castle, by the way. The Iron Bike could actually take this out, so if Hannes doesn't delete the foundation, he really wants this castle up. Or no? Okay, good defense there. Hannes is in the Imperial Age. Matti is on the way up as well. So much dancing around on the arena. Yeah. I don't like arena. So collective military in the favor of HVU here. Collected villagers, probably around 20 or more ahead for Candywarriors here. We should be seeing Teuton's Cavalier enter the field, which should probably be able to take out these Janissaries as well, unless Schwimmboots can somehow afford the elite. And having Teuton Cavalier, maybe even Paladin, out here shouldn't make the bombard cannons of the Turks less of an issue as well. But the Cumans have had an uninterrupted boom as well, and is on the way here. So Barrelmaster, he will have the fastest paladins in the game. His cavalry actually in the Imperial Age will move 15% faster than the Teutons that don't have bloodline husbandry. So there's a flare to the right side. What's going on there? Mangudai versus Janissaries. When was the last time we saw this matchup? They did get 2 kills, and they actually, I think they still outranged the Mangudai by 1 as well. Lots of unique units on the field here. Armbai, Mangudai, Janissaries. And this isn't looking too pretty for Xenolon here. Xenolon, if you can get to the Arbalest, that should be decent against the Janissaries. The setback is that that the bombard cannons could still hit the Arbalests in groups, and actually Xenolon is still in the Castle Age, so that's going to be a bit of an issue here with this kind of pressure. And in the south side we have Matti out with the Trebs here, another Treb popping out after this Mangudai as well, and if the Hubler loses this castle, that means no more Armbai, and then basically no option to replenish army here, so that's the danger of going unique unit, you need your castles. I'm honestly not sure whose position I prefer here now, because the Turks player, 1 TC. Ethiopians also, well, multiple TCs, but is losing a lot here. Look at all these Janissaries. And then, but then Cumans uninterrupted boom and Teuton's uninterrupted boom, and the score looks slightly in favor of Candywarriors here. But I mean, one of each flank is dying here. And Mongols and Teutons, I'd say they still have much stronger late game than Turks, for example, that are extremely dependent upon trash, on gold units. I mean, the Turks can't rely on trash other than maybe hussars, whereas Mongols have siege ram with the unique technology siege, or siege onager with the unique technology drill, making them move faster. Dapubler out of stone here, can't comfortably repair without buying stone here. And that's a big ouch if the Mangudai can enter. Armbai numbers still an issue, obviously. The Mangudai production is only from 1 castle here, so Dapubler has the numbers advantage, but I don't think he'll focus down Trebs easily here. And there, of course, there are Mangudai over here as well to help clean up on Xenolon's side here, with Barrelmaster probably going to get Paladin soon for the quite impressive number of military he has here. 44 to 30 here, with the 2 uninterrupted pockets booming away like crazy. Hello, Loz Herd, thanks for the raid. So that's a new name for me, I think, Loz Herd, but I hope you had a good stream, and I'll try to stop by yours sometime. I don't know if you do casting or playing or what you do, but I much appreciate the raid. So, Mangudai numbers and Armbai here. The Mangudai, Elite Mangudai, okay, so they should definitely outmatch the Armbai here. They have 2 more range, and now the second castle will go down to Publer as well. And Xenolon, of course, in a bad spot over here, has down to 3 builders, poor guy. And humans add in light cab for some reason. Are they really struggling for gold already? Nah. Mostly Thane. Okay, cool. Some panic repairs from top over again. Again, very dependent upon keeping the castles alive here to... Oh, that's right, I don't have the scoreboard. It's a best of 2 and this is the first game. I'll pull up the scoreboard after. So, I'll look back to the villager counts here. HVU actually the villagers lead now, since Xenon is more or less out of the game. The Pueblo with 60 villagers here, with the 2 TCs now out, going for some light cav here to have some army out, maybe snipe a trap. I'm not even sure who to favor here, but again, I think the Teutons and Mongols combined still have a stronger late game than humans and Turks. Burmese also behind eco-wise here. In many ways, so... But then again, you could argue that Xenon isn't in the Imperial Age and is out of the game until they can reboom comfortably here. And there are even some hussars here to make that awkward. Ah, there are only 3 villagers for Xenon here, 6 villagers. So... Oh boy. Okay, nice. Quick house here to make sure this TC goes up. Yeah, Elite Mangalai, they are crazy when you get to them. And not to mention the Mongols seed push. I'm worried about the pocket positions here though, since the humans aren't getting contested here and arguably have a stronger boom than the Teutons behind this. Slightly less military on the field. But of course, once you take the Puebler's castles out here, he's not going to have much to contribute here and might be out of the game as well. 2 flanks out of the game, and then you could start contesting the rest of the maps here. The map here, the players. Alright, so let's have a look at the military situation here. It's roughly 100 military combined from Matti and Hannes, and that is slightly more than HV you have total here. Humans contributing a lot here, but that's a lot of hussars for some reason. And in the meantime, we have Teutons switching to Halb. Great choice. Great tactical choice by Hannes here to drop the barracks and go into the Teuton halberdiers now, because humans are playing exclusively cavalry here. And then with bombard cannons to support them to start pushing against the Turks at home, I guess. With some lucky bombard cannon hits, you could get... take out Janissaries from a distance, you have better range. I think some Mongol siege rams on the field here couldn't hurt either to take out the stables production here. Winning with a dead teammate, yeah. Looks like it's... Kipchak wouldn't trade good against Mangalais, right? I'm not sure about the stats for the Kipchak. I've rarely seen that matchup. But if you look at it that way, it's probably the second best option for Cuban after Mass Elite Skirm. Treb's doing work here, by the way. And this looks like a trade card, but it's a Mangalai and a Treb walking together. Oh, this is gonna hurt for the Cubans here for the production. Cavaliers entering the field, of course. Janissaries still out here as well. But losing the stables means that's gonna be tough to keep up here. Yeah, there's actually the issue of hit points. I believe the Kipchak have less hit points total, even with Elite. Mangalai have 80, while Kipchak have 70 or something, maybe even just 60. By here for Dapurber, the last few of them. Dapurber could boom back into this better than the one can, given the current situation, but massive military lead for Candywarriors here, so there's a good chance that they will still take this game home here, if they can breach the human side. Defensive castle for humans, they even have trade running here, the HBU, wow. That's ambitious at this point, but certainly going to give them some gold income here, while the teal player is actually restabilizing now, and Hannes is taking the gold of his teammate. Base that was breached earlier. Dark with the Burmese skirms here, though you could tell it's a bad situation in the game when the Burmese skirms enter the field, because they only get the fuel edge armor, so they are arguably the worst elite skirmishers in the whole game. 4 trebs, still no Mongol siege on the field. We have some siege workshop in the middle there. Yeah, Burmese Cuman and Turk skirms, exactly. Oh no. Still in castles forward here as well. I feel like Matti could also still try and keep the Höbler a bit busy here. Just send in some, or Hannes or something, send in some units just to stop the Höbler from rebooming. Obviously, Burmese can't contribute much against the current combinations on the field. But if Burmese can boom back into it and get to fully upgraded halberdiers or something, they could work together with humans subpar siege onager and get some good trades against the Magadai. Enter the Cuban's cavalry. The traps will go down now, but the elite Magadai will still focus down a lot of units here. And thanks for the follow as well, by the way. Lost Herd. Yeah. Idle Army, I guess, is signaled over here. Baronmaster keeping his team in the game here now with 54 military Turks, 0 Zilch, and Dapubler with only skirmishers that will melt to elite Magadai here actually. They're not quite the counter unit in this sense. And Teuton's bombard cannons and halbs doing a serious push here. Hannes with how many bombards? 6 bombard cannons. And look at the onagers as well! Look at those guys go, but they will actually struggle a bit against the Cumans' quick raiding units here, but not enough. Okay. There goes a Turk's castle. No, what was that? Cuban's castle, actually. And some raids out on the field, but not nearly enough. If you look at the military count here, Hannes with 84, Matti with 48. That's 3 times the army size of the opposing team here. And Zedovon is also getting slowly but steadily back into the game here with the reboom. Doesn't look like they have too many options to stop the Teutons push. No. I think for Turks here you'd have to go Champion and or Hussar, right? And you can't go Hussar either because of the Halberdiers. That's true. Yeah, there's the GD called. Well, it's an interesting game here. Dapuvler didn't have the best start ever in his defense. He had this cancellation delayed a little bit with a bit of an eco offset, investing maybe a little bit too much into stone to get the double castle for Iron Buy up. But we'll be seeing a game 2 shortly after a look at the stats here. GG, indeed. That was an interesting one. Seems like a fairly even team as well. They're in the 1100, 1200s. This is the 3rd division of League of Empires. Matti with that Mangala play really paid off though. 358 to 103 KD. That's very, very solid. Whereas Hannes had the better boom and the bigger army in the end. Humans boom held them in the game for a while, but enter the very late game, and Teutons and Mongols are just too strong. Okay, let me get that scoreboard up meanwhile. Let's see. Thanks, man. Would love to see you around some other time as well, Lizard. Thanks for the raid again. Okay, so the scoreboard overlay is in place. I probably lead the lobby ID again. Ah, that's the wrong. That's the wrong Johannes. Oh, thanks to Elon. Awesome. Ooh, 4 lakes. I haven't seen that picked too frequently for League of Empires. That should be a nice one. Yeah, it's your team. Ah, I see. So you're sitting out today. Let's see. We could speculate a bit about civilizations. Meanwhile, maybe they just launched actually. 4 lakes, hybrid map. There are lakes in every corner, as the title says. 4 lakes. So civilizations that definitely come to mind is Persians that have an easy time to. Their docks and TCs work faster, so they're a go-to for hybrid maps. On the other hand, Persians are like a typical nomad civ, so maybe you would want them for nomad instead. But I see Huns as a good contestant with the cavalry and the cavalry archers, and Malians maybe, which is also a nomad civ, but I think at least one of the teams will pick Huns because of the mobility of cavalry archers, the fully upgraded paladins, and the no need to ever build houses. And also because you wouldn't use Huns for Nomad like you would Malians and Persians. Then there's Japanese comes to mind as well for taking water control. Oh, I found it, but I need to search it again to get there. Japanese for amazing halberdiers style infantry to hold off and tankier fishing ships in case your fish eco gets contested. I just saw the game. Darn it. Let's try again. There it is. Perfect. Still some spec delay, so it's going to take a little while before we get there. Okay, Persians, Japanese, Japanese, Berbers, okay, and Mayans. Interesting. Yeah, I'm fast forwarding a bit to catch the live, but we are live, so that's great. There's the score to the side. And let's see what this game brings us. I'm starting here with HBU for their civilization picks. You can see the picked Persians, Portuguese, and Japanese for 4 lakes. You see, lots of fish here. You have to dock on 4 lakes. There's no way around it. There's like 3,000, 4,000, lots of free resources to be taken here, food resources, if you dock. And let's see for the civilizations here. We have a Persian's pocket for Barrel Master here. He is going to benefit from faster working town centers and docks from the feudal age onwards. And as we can see, they have a Portuguese teammate, and I like that for several reasons. There's extra resources on this map, and a bit more stone and everything, I think. So there is a chance you'd be able to get to mass organ guns with Portuguese. But what's more important is that in order to secure the lakes for your own team, you want to eventually get some kind of team wall up for both preventing the opponents to get to your fish and to get a trade going for the late game if needed. So, and with Portuguese, you could start that process very early on, given the commons, the free cartography already from the Dark Age. You see they're scouting between the woodlands here to plan where to put the walls early on. I think that's the plan here, to make their own little hideout or arena fairly early on to free up the fish and to fish uncontested. And the last player on HVU is playing as the Japanese. So Japanese, Portuguese, Persians. That's two strong flank civs that could go into archers and arbalists throughout the game. As for the opposing team here, we have Hannes Zibon here with the Berbers. So not benefiting from the same faster TCs and everything like the Persians and Dogs, but if the Berbers beat the opposing pocket to the cast stage, that is going to benefit Berbers because they have cheaper cavalry. 15% cheaper cavalry in the cast stage, 20% cheaper in the Imperial Age. So early cast stage Berbers, they're very strong against any other cavalry civ because of their cheaper cavalry boost. Should any cavalry archers occur, which is unlikely in this matchup, Berbers also have the counter unit to cavalry archers in their camel archer unique unit. And they don't have the common scouting, of course. There's something going on here. Here's the Puebler with the red scout scouting the enemy side now, and will potentially find the dock builder of Matti. That could be one builder down for Matti. Let's see. Good forward scouting already from HVU here. Attack! Attack, man! Come on! Yeah! Go for it. That's one dead builders. That should be one builder down for Matti here, and also losing the ability to take the short fish here. Whether Loom kicks in or not is not going to happen in time. This is why you often see the pros or high-level players wall in their fishing builder before or after placing the dock, because this could easily happen. Zenelwald is Mayans and already has Loom, so that shouldn't be an issue here. And speaking of Mayans, I can see... I guess it's not the premium pick for 4 lakes, but I can see plumed archers doing work here with the hills around the map, and there's some extra stones, aren't there? I think there's extra stone, but could definitely go for castles and plumed archers. Loom is in for Hannes Zibel Zipsi here, so he's not going to suffer casualties to the Puebler scout here, but that's still, it's 1 kill and apparently 1 death for the Puebler. So what's he been losing here? He's lost a villager to Boar actually, because there's no kills for the opposing team. And as I said a bit earlier, the walls are going up here already. They're going for a real early team wall here, and if that goes up early enough, that also renders a scouts opening from the Berbers useless here, which is something Hannes might have in mind here. Hannes seems to be going for some more local style walling here, which is okay. He'll still have the main gold secured from range approaches here. But long term, I think they should also consider doing that long wall all the way across the map here. So we have the players going up to the feudal age at, yeah, 24, 25, something pop here. Question is, will HVU be able to complete their walls in time, though? They got the left side covered. No, they don't. They don't. Oh, this could go and come back and bite HVU in the ass here, but now it looks like Double is going to scout the very edge. And crisis averted. But yeah, team walls seem... wow. That's greedy, but efficient here from HVU there. What I can only assume will be scouts from pocket position here is not going to have any huge impact here for Candywarriors, because the opponent's side will do wall. Let's see for Candywarriors scouting here if they have some idea about the team walls of the opponent here. Matti has been over here. He's knocked the enemy side. Perfect, going for the Paragals. He's going to contest the fish income of the Puebler here. Whereas the two other players have docked the right hand side. That's not going to be contested anytime soon. This might be taking Red by surprise though. Oh, never mind. Red has full control here, but does not have naval military on the water yet. So there's some fish going down for the Puebler, the Portuguese player here. Second dock going up, maybe to compensate for the enemy attacking here. But there are going to be two Paragallis out for Matti here, and already some nice and early damage has been done here. He also has that sneak villager up in the corner, which means that Matti could also go for some land aggression. In the... with the sneak builder here, dropping forward range or something. I'm so used to cross after HC4. That's a lot of fish. Yeah, but cross is also a 1v1 map, right? So you'd have... I know they reduced the fish on cross as well, but this is a team game map, so of course you'd have bigger lakes. So we see the fish going to be contested down here as well. Zenelwon, how's your awareness here? Not seeing the dock going up here, and has also been subject to men-at-arms from Schwimmboots here. So the Japanese men-at-arms, they attack faster as well. So they are to be dangerous with the forward here, but there are two ranges opening for Zenelwon here, so that should clean up this eventually. Did you see that Shrimp killed 5 vills? No, I missed the men-at-arms opening, but they are here now, and he's going to contest the water as well, which will be even more villagers down for Zenelwon here. This is some great value from the 4 men-at-arms from the Japanese here, who will have the range to follow up as well. One range, quite common with the men-at-arms, and Hannes and Matti are just walling off their area here and then leaving the other one to die. That's kind of rude. Builder situation 40-40-29. It's not that indifferent, all things considered here, but obviously Zenelwon is getting idle a lot here and also losing the fish. Is in a very bad spot. You look at the resources here. Off gold. Could have had some kind of fast castle-ish approach here in mind with the mines, but we'll have to adapt now. And while the skirmishers addition is good when you're expecting archers from the men-at-arms player, you need to add archers as well to be able to take out the men-at-arms here. Battlemaster with the scouts here on Hannes' side here, and able to find an opening. Why is he running back out though? And Puebler with the scouts as well. Portuguese scouts! Nice. And Hannes, how do you get in here? Okay, Hannes is in. So the players are able to get scouts in on either side here. But pawns are being lost to naval aggression as well, so not as uneven as it might feel here, but Zenelwon definitely down more than any other player here in terms of economy, only producing villagers at this point, and also not using the skirmishers to clean out. I think Zenelwon is stressing out a little bit here about the situation. Could definitely use these skirm masses here to clean up the first volley of archers of Schwimmboots. Hannes with 7 kills and 4 deaths here. But is facing larger numbers of enemy scouts here. Persians with their faster working docks have more fish. Or, yeah, more efficient economy overall than Hannes here. Let's toggle team colors just for a quick moment here to see who gets the better fight, and that's definitely the Persian player here, I think. Yeah, some micro there even to focus down specific scouts, and there goes Hannes' last scout on the enemy side. This is kind of reminiscent of the arena game though, with two of the players, Matti and Hannes, doing work and basically leaving them one to die on the flank. Not a comfortable position to be in, but always a risk when you're playing the flank position as well. And I guess the walls are fully up now, so that any scouts won't be able to easily run in on Matti and Hannes' side. This time around, Hannes is going to struggle big time to match the Persians' boom though, and Hannes even later up to the castle age here as well, by 25% or something. At this point, the Persian town centers already work 15% faster, which applies to the docks as well. Knights are on the way and +2 defense as well. And Shrimbutz is yet again finding himself subject to aggression from Shrimbutz, who is in the castle age. Zenelwon just reached the I said Shrimbutz, Zenelwon is just reached the castle age and doesn't seem to be able to afford the crossbow or elite skirm upgrade here, which will be extremely hurtful against the units that are forward of the Japanese player right now. Persian knights are out on the field as well, but so are the Berbers knights, which might be camels soon as well. Triple stable, consistent production here for Hannes, so good unit flow there. But their teammate is struggling heavily here and might be a lot tougher to sneak away and reboom on 4 lakes. Ooh. Matti, what are you up to? Oh, don't tell me Barrel Master is gonna spot him. So the Puebler is actually winning back water in the north here. Matti has somehow managed to hide away the villager, but she's just chilling out here. Looks like she wants to build a tower or something, but there's no stone for her to build that tower. There's no wood to do anything significant either. Mangonel forward from but now look at the scores, 500 points-ish ahead for HVU here. And with just one lucky Mangonel shot here, that should leave Zenelwon in the lower end of the military count over the opponent here. Nice attack around there with the Mangonel. Moving dangerously close to TC, but getting the skirms, arguably the more important thing here. Has 2 villagers forward to repair the Mangonel if needed as well. Oh, she died. Poor villager. Meanwhile, Matti here with the Japanese archers trying to break through palisades and houses here to attack on the Puebler side. Yeah, so again, both flanks under somewhat heavy pressure here. And looking at the pocket military sizes, Hannes with the cheaper cavalry is actually outmassing Barrel Master by good margins here. But Barrel Master in return, of course, has a better boom rolling both on water and on land. Actually, yeah, 3 TCs on land for Barrel Master, whereas Hannes is currently on 2. And they both have fish eco to back everything. Zenelwon needs help at home here to clean up the forward, especially the Mangonels of Shrimbutz here. And so far I think Zenelwon has done a good job at preserving the army numbers here. Some action down on the north side. Matti is inside of the walls here, so... here comes Hannes with the Berbers Knights as well. I was mixing up the colors here, getting tired apparently. It's Barrelmaster here joining in with Shrimp Boots for 2v1 on this side, while Hannes and Matti are 2v1ing the top side. And with that in mind, I think Zenwolden here is going to die a lot faster, sadly, than the Puebler in the north. With the one and only town center going down here and villagers raided left and right here. Look at that villager count. Zenwolden risks getting defeated here if this keeps up. 3 mangonels out now for Shrimp Boots. The Persian Knights are going down to the crossbow masses though. And there won't be any new Persian Knights, I think, because there's a situation up in the north here that needs to be dealt with as well. Beautiful quick walls from the Puebler to stop the Knights from entering to deny this CC from going up though. But now moving on to Pocket, I think that's a good call. There's a beautiful hill here to be taken as well. And the Knights' numbers aren't threatening enough to this huge bowl of Japanese crossbows. Oh, there goes the town center of Zenelmon, who is currently down to 10 military, 26 villagers, and 12 idle villagers out of those. Yep, relocation there. Good reaction to try and re-establish base somewhere else here with this much army pushing in here. This is looking a lot like HVU's game, I have to say, but we saw that arena game had some back and forths as well. And Knights will run in here, should snipe the mangonels, just need a couple of Knights to split up and deal with those. And looks like the archers forward of Matti came to an end here as well. What happened with those? Still good raids from Hannes though. Hannes is on both sides here, playing a good pocket role here with the Berbers. And outnumbering Barrelmaster quite a bit here. Still, though, Barrelmaster with 10 more villagers and an arguably stronger economy behind this. Shrimp Boots with 3 TCs as well. Imperial Age on the way from Matti. That unlocks Arbalest for the group of crossbows back in the base here. 4 ranges, consistently pumping out units here. That's going to boost up the numbers quickly here for the blue player. And the Puebler get raided heavily here as well. It's actually down to nearly as many villagers as Zen wants. This is even again. Ha! Looks like Barrelmaster has this fight with good margins though. Hannes is going to lose some numbers there. Meanwhile, Shrimp Boots will be breaking in on this side. What's to stop Hannes from pulling some Knights over here though? What's the Knights situation? 21 military for Hannes. Yeah, has to pull back home. That's the beauty of having Knights though. You have the mobility and speed to catch up with raids like this. And since Shrimp Boots is here all on his own, that should mean that the Knights could clean this up. Reinforcements could get sniped here though, but Shrimp Boots is pulling back out as some Japanese player archers are joining in here as well. Imperial Age for Barrelmaster. He has 27 military to benefit from that as well. That should be a devastating blow for Hannes in the other pocket, being this far behind in the progress. Let's look at Hannes' resources here. Gold, food, yeah, not too far off, but also not close to the Imperial Age click here. Good engagement here for Shrimp Boots and Barrelmaster, I'd say. Hannes will need to back off and preserve numbers, whereas Matti just reached the Imperial Age and could send some Arbalests into the fight here once the upgrade is in, but that's still a little moment away. Again, Hannes is outnumbered here, losing crucial army numbers here while still committing to the Castle Age and not being able to click up here. Imperial Age right around the corner for Barrel Master. 37 military total for Barrel Master here. And last armor coming in, Cavalier on the way as well. Persian Eco is just insane if you can have it somewhat uninterrupted. Look at all this farm eco and the TCs and also a couple of docks. Only one, well, only 2 docks, but only 1 lake for Barrel Master here. Could consider extending to the north as well if need be, but there's still fish to be taken to the right hand side, so why not? Cavalier needs to be in before the fight against the Arbalest though, preferably actually Paladin, but Persian Knights line units have +2 attack against archers as well, so once Cavalier is in, that should be a good fight here. Oh, I want to pause and resign. No, disconnect. Okay, they'll be restoring. Beer count. Not today it is. Not today it isn't. Okay, so they're restoring. Will I find that with the same game ID actually? I hope we get to spectate the restore. I'm not sure if we do. But that said, it looks like a great spot for Hope Valley Ultras here with Barrel Master with 27 Knights, soon to be Cavalier, and they are Persian Cavalier with bonus attack against archers as well. Let's just browse through the stats anyway and wait for the restore. Ooh, disconnecting at 105 Wilders, eh? 105 KD, I mean. Strong eco behind Zenelbon with 32 villagers now. Yeah, villager population not enlightening or encouraging for Candywarriors here, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get to see the ending. Eight five four 7 Okay, thanks. Yeah, I guess there's a chance they haven't launched yet. There was also a chance that this will be a 10-minute spec delay because that tends to happen with restores. Mhm. I'll read the game as well, just in case. Oops. So, let's see. There we go. No. DE, why you gotta be like that? Yay, we got it. And guess what? There's probably gonna be 10 minutes delay now. Oh, it isn't. Perfect. Perfect. So we have 40 seconds, and we'll see the conclusion of the second game between Hope Valley Ultras and Candywarriors. There we go. Persians and Britons. That's just a restore thing. We're picking up where we left off. I think there was a semi-big fight on the hill on Hannes and Mattis' side, so let's see. Alright, yeah. Arb is in for the Japanese player, as you can see. That's a huge advantage over crossbows for sure. But we need to see the military tag here. Matti and Hannes with collected more military than the other team, still. And Zenavon and Daphub are far behind the others due to raids and some rough situations there. But Cavalier is just around the corner. There it is for Barrel Master, and there's still a solid score lead for HDU here. The ARB's numbers are threatening from the Japanese here, though, so maybe that's it. Where are these guys going down? Did Barrelmaster actually send all of the Cavaliers over to deal with the 17 arms in Shrimbut's base? I don't like that these Cavaliers aren't being used actively in the fighting now that they have the power spike window of Imperial Age. You see, Hannes is on the way to the Imperial Age as well. And does have 23 military to benefit from that. Will be able to get Cavalier as well, but there's Paladin from the Persians, so that could still be an issue. Hannes will need to go into heavy camel now, and possibly Matti will need to provide halberdiers as well to swing the efforts of this game. Shrimbuts does have 2 lakes as well, so Shrimbut's economy is very nice with the Japanese here behind all of this. Will not need to worry about good eco for a while yet. Gold isn't an issue yet, though Matti seemed rather low here. And there's the imp for the Berbers player as well. Our versus Arb here, but surely Schwimboots has this covered. It's 20 to 29 to 12 here, shouldn't be an issue. Strong push incoming in the middle though. We have Cavalier and Plate Parting Armor on the way for Hannes, but look at the scores here. The lowest score player is still Zenelvon on over Daphubler here. 1000 score difference between them. Daphubler is stabilizing more quickly here with the... Actually not with an fish eco, but with more villagers overall and more town centers, as Zenelvon actually had to rebuild town centers to get the boom back rolling here. Zenelvon won't be contributing army for a while yet, so it's on Hannes and Matti to deal some serious damage here, and they don't have halberdiers in yet. That's a switch that preferably Japanese need to make here ASAP, because there's a threateningly large chunk of Persians paladin here that might, well, just clean this up on their own. But here's Schwimboots with the arms to join in as well, and if they work together, that's gonna be a huge one. Hey, I can actually see his control group, that's cool. Yeah, Paladin versus Berber's Cavalier here. Fully upgraded, mind you, but that's obviously also the case for the Paladin. Now with Japanese Arbalest firing from behind for Schwimbutz here and Matti. Hitting and running to the best of their ability here, but Barrelmaster also does his best to stop the Japanese arms from getting a choke point here. Hannes will lose the Cavalier here, and Matti will lose probably most of the Arbalest here, and that could be the GG move for HBU here if they keep chasing, because it takes some time to replay the numbers here for both Hannes and Matti. Matti with 40 something still is desperately backing back towards the castle here now. He did get away from that fight quite nicely there, all things considered. In the meantime, we have the Puebler going imp as well. He could consider... Yeah, he's going to go for the Arbalists as well, which is just fine. There's still one player not contributing army for Candywarriors here, and that fights took a lot of numbers out of the equation here. So either a halberdier or a heavy camel transition is needed here to hold off, and maybe halberdier is the best, even though enemy arbalest will snipe them. Yeah, pushing on Xenelron's production now to make sure that the Mayans can't get back into it here. Paladin numbers still, I mean, there's 50 military for Barrelmaster and there's 30 for Hannes, but Hannes does not get access to Paladin. And keeps committing to the Cavalier here, which I think is a questionable call, since the Persian Paladins will always be stronger. And yeah, another big engagement here now with Stream Boots with the 53 arbs behind here. Almost as many arbs as Matti has in the mix here. Look at the Berber's Cavalier just being shredded here. Well, Matti is allowed to push freely here with one very unguarded trap and drop a castle. That's kind of funny. Yeah, there we go. Some Paladins coming in here to remedy the situation. They need to focus on RE numbers. I think that's the thing here. HVU comfortably higher in numbers here, no question about that. And look at the resources floating for Barrel Master here as well. Look at the resources overall for HVU here, looking healthier across the board for them here, I think. Trap goes down forward, castle not allowed up, castle stays up. And there's still consistent production of... Well, they're setting up trade now. Barrel Master's team, they have a fairly decent trade route from one edge to the other here, and they already have the team walls up most of the place. That's going to be tough for the Candywarriors to contest, although they might get a forward castle back up again here now. This map just has so much gold and stone and everything. Nice push in the middle here though. Trebs coming out for the castle for Shrimp Boots as well. And again, poor Zenelbon is going to be potentially taken out of the game here. Another attempt at the castle, but Matti with very much unprotected and unwalled villagers here to try and get the castle up. That's not going up, man. You need, at the very least, you need some army to protect an ambitious castle like that. And there it goes down to the last few trap shots there. Could be that Shrimboots has Kataraputu in for the trebs too. Yep, definitely does. Which lets him pack the trebs instantly. Perfect. Nice unique technology for the Japanese there. Just pack, unpack immediately. Makes them a lot more mobile than your generic go-to trebs. 73 military now for Shrimp Boots, and yeah, overall probably 50, 60, 70 more military for HVU here. Not looking good. They need to focus down some castles still, but once they can reclaim or claim some control over the hills here, there's nowhere to flee from Matti anymore, and the Paladins, they can still engage here. Once the trade kicks in for HVU, there's going to be a consistent flow of Paladins back on for Barrel Master here. And just look at the numbers here. They're actually forcing some trash out of the opposing team now, and it looks like the GG has been called. Matti is the first one to call it after losing the big ball of Arbalest yet again. Castle's being focused down the hill, and well fought by HVU, but in the end it's 1-1 here for between these two teams. So yeah, Persians eco and military here pretty strong overall inputs with a solid Japanese efforts here as well. Largest army for the Japanese players, huge balls of arbalists here. But look at that KD for Persians. Paladins mainly doing the work and wiping out archers more than once there. 249 to 139 stream, but okay, also pretty crazy KD here, 228 to 83. Out booming with the Persians there. Faster TCs, faster docks, that makes such a difference on these maps. If you can get that eco ball rolling. And let's look at the villager high here. Almost a bit of an overboom for the Persians there, but gotta do something to afford those paladins, right? Mati here with some very nice army numbers, but losing them here and there in some engagements against paladin. GG though.